Japan PM Fumio Kishida to step down in September. Thai PM removed from office over ethics violation. NZ charity give out potentially lethal methamphetamine-laced candies. FDA approves first nasal spray for treatment of anaphylaxis. China firm claims world's fastest charging EV battery. Drones to help pick up the heaps of trash on Everest.
Hello, I'm Wade Lee. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Thursday, August 15th, and here are your top stories. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has announced that he will not seek re-election as leader of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party in next month's party polls, signaling that the country will soon have a new prime minister. Speaking at a conference in Tokyo on Wednesday, Kishida stated that it was time for new leadership within LDP and expressed his full support for the next leader. He told reporters, in this election, it is necessary to show the people that the LDP is changing and becoming a new LDP.
Kishida had informed senior administration officials of his intention not to run, stating, "For this, transparent and open elections and free and vigorous debate are important. The most obvious first step to show that the LDP will change is for me to step aside. I will not be running in the forthcoming presidential election." Kishida was elected party president in September 2021 for a 3-year term and won a general election shortly afterward. However, his approval ratings have sharply declined amid a major corruption scandal within the LDP involving unreported political funds raised through tickets sold for party events. More than 80 LDP lawmakers, primarily from a faction once led by the late Shinzo Abe, have been implicated in a corruption scandal, leading to the indictment of 10 lawmakers and their aides in January.
A court in Thailand on Wednesday removed Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin from office over an ethical violation, further shaking up Thai politics following the court-ordered dissolution of the main opposition party a week ago. The Constitutional Court ruled against Srettha in a case involving his appointment of a cabinet member who had been imprisoned for allegedly attempting to bribe a court official. The court voted 5-4 against Srettha, resulting in his immediate removal from office. The cabinet will remain in office on a caretaker basis until Parliament approves a new prime minister with no set time limit for filling the position.
Srettha had appointed Pichit Chuenban as a minister of the Prime Minister's office in a cabinet reshuffle in April. Pichit was jailed for 6 months in 2008 on contempt of court charges after allegedly trying to bribe a judge with 2 million baht, $55,000, in cash in a grocery bag in a case involving former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. Pichit resigned from the post weeks after being appointed when controversy over the incident was revived. The court stated that although Pichit had already served his jail term, his behavior was dishonest. The court ruled that Srettha, as Prime Minister, had sole responsibility for vetting the qualifications of his cabinet nominations. He knew about Pichit's past but still nominated him, thereby violating the ethics codes.
A New Zealand charity that works with low-income individuals said unknowingly distributed candies containing potentially lethal levels of methamphetamine. The Auckland City Commission was alerted on Tuesday when a person that received a food parcel said it contained funny-tasting sweets. The white pineapple candy, which bore the label of the Malaysian brand Rinda, had been donated in a sealed, retail-sized package by an unidentified member of the public. The New Zealand Drug Foundation, which tested the candies that was still on the premises, found that each one contained about 3 grams of methamphetamine, up to 300 times the amount someone might usually take.
Executive Director Sarah Helm said in a statement, "Swallowing that much methamphetamine is extremely dangerous and could result in death." The group said that individuals who consumed the candies experienced a bitter taste and felt unusual. 3 people who consumed the candies were treated in hospital but later discharged. The Auckland City Mission said it accepts only commercially manufactured food for its food parcels and that the candies appeared as such when donated. The group expressed its devastation over the incident and has begun contacting all potential recipients to inform them of the issue. In the meantime, the NZ Drug Foundation has warned consumers to avoid Rinda brand pineapple candies.
On Friday, the Food and Drug Administration approved ARS Pharmaceuticals nasal spray as the first needle-free emergency treatment for potentially fatal allergic reactions. The spray, which will be sold under the brand name Neffy, is seen as an alternative to EpiPens and other auto-injectors like Kaleo's Alvi-Q that are filled with epinephrine, a life-saving drug used by people at risk of anaphylaxis and other allergic reactions. Anaphylaxis is a severe, life-threatening allergic reaction that typically affects multiple parts of the body and is considered a medical emergency.
Neffy, a single-dose nasal spray administered into one nostril, was approved for use in adult and pediatric patients who weigh at least 66 pounds. Kelly Stone, an associate director at the FDA's Center for Drug Evaluation and Research, said, "Some people, particularly children, may delay or avoid treatment due to fear of injections," adding that the nasal spray may reduce barriers to rapid treatment. Neffy's approval is based on 4 studies involving 175 healthy adults that measured epinephrine concentrations in the blood following administration of Neffy or approved epinephrine injection products. Last year, the FDA declined to approve the spray and requested additional testing, contrary to the recommendation from its independent experts.
Chinese carmaker Zeekr claims its new electric vehicle batteries charge faster than those of its rivals, including industry leader Tesla and BYD. The company said its upgraded batteries can charge from 10% to 80% capacity in 10.5 minutes using its ultra-fast charging stations. In comparison, Tesla states that a 15-minute charge allows its Model 3 to cover 282 kilometers, a little under half the car's full range. Zeekr's 2025 007 sedan, available from next week, will be the first vehicle to feature the new battery. The battery performs well in cold weather, charging from 10% to 80% capacity in less than half an hour at temperatures as low as -10 Celsius.
Tula, founder and managing director of consultancy firm Sino Auto Insights, told the BBC, "Tesla's charging technology is not industry-leading anymore and has not been for some time." Zeekr's bold claims are believable, but even if it's not the fastest charging EV battery, being among the fastest is still a significant achievement for them. Zeekr's parent company, Geely, is pretty much a vertically integrated business with the resources to achieve this. Geely owns several brands, including the UK-based luxury sports car brand Lotus and Sweden's Volvo. In May, Zeekr's shares began trading on the New York Stock Exchange, marking the first major U.S. market debut by a Chinese company since 2021.
Mount Everest looks more like a landfill every year as crowds of adventurous climbers flocks to its slopes. Visitors have left an estimated 50 metric tons of waste on Everest, leading some to call it the world's highest garbage dump. Nepal has tried various solutions, including a mandate requiring climbers to collect and carry out 18 pounds of garbage each time they visit or pay a substantial fee. However, the responsibility has mostly fallen on the Sherpa people, who live in the high mountainous regions of the Himalayas. Sherpa guides, who assist climbers in navigating the mountains, also gather trash and supplies left behind.
But the sheer volume of garbage is so overwhelming that removing it has proven difficult and dangerous. Nepal plans to deploy unmanned, heavy lifter drones, which sound like a swarm of bees, to help with the cleanup. These high-altitude drones could also assist in laying rope lines and preparing routes for climbers, reducing their reliance on Sherpas and decreasing the risk of injuries and deaths. The drones were developed and manufactured by Chinese drone maker DJI, delivered its first drone to Everest in April for a test run. A single drone was able to carry 500 pounds of garbage an hour between 2 camps at Everest's base, a feat that would normally require over a dozen Sherpas and take 6 hours.
The answer for yesterday was D, unconventional. The artist's unconventional style challenged traditional norms of the art world. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of FDA approves first nasal spray for treatment of anaphylaxis. Number 1, alternative, 可替代的. The opposite parties have so far failed to set out an alternative strategy. Number 2, anaphylaxis. She was rushed to a nearby hospital suffering from anaphylactic shock. Number 3, severe. 非常严重的. This is a school for children with severe learning difficulties. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Wei Li, your host. I'll see you next time.